Today I wanted to talk you through my thrifted Sezane wardrobe because I decided I'm kind of sick of paying Sezane prices. Got this very professional pile of clothes here on the couch behind me, and we're going to talk through all the pieces, style them up, and talk about some of my tips for what to look for when you're thrifting pieces, especially online. I'm actually wearing my favorite piece from Sezane today, which is their Gaspard cardigan. I personally love it, and I did get this one thrifted. I consider it the start of my Gaspard collection because it is one of my absolute favorite knitwear pieces. I might get one whenever I'm visiting London and Paris later in the year, so stay tuned if you want a London-Paris Sezane vlog. I'm going to start with jackets, and I'll leave everything timestamped below in case you don't want to look through, watch through every single piece. But this first piece is a jacket, and I'm going to try it on because I love it. I don't know if this one really counts because I did get it in a clothes swap. I'm including a few pieces that I got in the clothes swap because obviously they were kind of free because I was exchanging my clothes for my friend's clothes. But yeah, loved this piece, and it just screams like, I don't know, it's kind of wool jacket with the big pockets, and it's got like the blue plaid and everything. There's something very relaxed about it, and the tortoiseshell buttons. You will know all of these pieces if you've been watching my shorts because I've introduced, I think, all of these pieces documenting trying to thrift my dream Sezane wardrobe. It is currently winter here in New Zealand, so this is kind of like my most reached for coat when I'm reaching for a coat at this time of year. Oh, I don't want to take it off. It's so snuggy and warm. I love it. I can't believe my friend was ready to let that one go because I was like, is nobody else going to try this one on? It was just on the pile, and I was like, hello guys. Obviously the star piece in the collection. In that same clothes swap, I did find this one as well, and I kind of just got this as like a throwback to my college days. Even whenever I was like a teenager as well. Was camo a big thing when you were a teenager or when you were a kid? There was this massive craze of like everyone was wearing the German kind of army jackets, and the kind of like Che Guevara look and stuff. It doesn't really go with my lifestyle as much anymore. Like, it's great for somebody's style, and also it's kind of like I'm trying to pull off this like cool edgy aesthetic, and it's kind of not really me anymore now that I've lost most of my teenage angst. So the camo print kind of, it almost has this like animal print vibe to it. It reminds me of the more masculine side of Sezane's style, which I tend to prefer their more feminine pieces like this jumper rather than some of the more masculine pieces that they bring out. But anyway, the next jacket is this little leather number. This one actually is a fraction too small for me. You can kind of see if I like raise up my arms, it's pretty snug around the shoulders. Obviously cropped. And I do quite like a cropped leather jacket, and it has pockets, which is actually something of a miracle. I hate when a cropped leather jacket does not have pockets. Maybe if I was into cosplay or something, I'm sure there'd be some character that would wear a jacket like this, but again, it just sort of makes me feel super restricted. There's something about a leather jacket that I would quite like to either fit really well or be slightly oversized, so I think this one is going to have to go to someone else. My two favorite places for thrifting in New Zealand are Designer Wardrobe and Trade Me. If you're in New Zealand or Australia, I love Designer Wardrobe. They have this kind of purchase protection where you can get your money back if the item like isn't as described or if it doesn't arrive or things like that. And so it's just kind of nice shopping secondhand when you have that kind of safeguard. It's not like, oh, it doesn't fit me and then I'm going to get my money back or whatever. It's more so just like if there's a flaw that's not disclosed or something like that. Like, there's definitely varying levels of honesty in the listings and the description. So be sure to always ask questions. Be sure to always ask for extra photos if you'd like. Actually, I'll talk about another item so that you can get a good idea of what I'm talking about. This is one of the accessories that I purchased, and the size is perfect. The drop on the shoulder is perfect. I'm actually looking for a bag exactly like this, but not this, because this one, even though it looks really neutral and it's got the kind of snakeskin detail on it, it's actually really glittery. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but it's like, it's gold. It's got all these gold flecks to it. And that just isn't my style. Even though almost every other aspect of this bag is perfect to me, I love the fact that the hardware is this gunmetal color. It looks like it's the same color as like the actual metal itself. Like it's not going to be a plating that's on top that's going to wear away and show a different colored metal underneath. That is one of my huge pet peeves about hardware on bags, is that they're oftentimes brass plated, gold plated, even anything plated where it's like a layer of metal over a different colored metal underneath. At some point that layer is going to wear away and you're going to see the metal underneath, and it's always going to cheapen the piece immediately as soon as that happens. So I'd rather get like a solid metal, or like even plastic or whatever, like something that is solid, the same color the whole way through, so that there's going to be no like wearing away of the surface level. Anyway, I've gone on a rant, I've gone on a tangent, but love this bag. I don't like the gold kind of sparkly vibes. It's so well constructed, it's vintage, it's genuine leather, and it's, sorry, I'm trying to open the zip here. Amy Kestenberg, I think, and that is still a brand that is still producing bags now, but I think there's something about vintage bags, like they don't make them like they used to. And if you can find a vintage bag that's like 10, 15, 20 years old, still in good condition, like that is such a good testimony to how that bag is going to hold up in your wardrobe over time. Like it has already proved its worth. Buying secondhand Sezane in New Zealand is still extremely expensive, because shipping here to New Zealand, you pay an extra somewhere between 25 and 50% extra sometimes to buy it in New Zealand. I've gone through the website several times and like switched over to euros, switched over to the USD, and like made comparisons for the exact same item, how much it costs to say buy the wool jacket in New Zealand versus how much it costs to send that same item to the States, and like doing the conversion rates and stuff. It's insane. Like it's so much more expensive to send it here. And I could go on a whole rant about that, but I won't right now because I really just want to focus on like the pieces that I got. But I kind of set myself a budget of like, okay, let's see how much pieces I can pick up for like around $500 New Zealand. If I wanted to buy like the Clyde trench or something, that's almost $800 New Zealand. So if I'm like setting myself a budget of 500, like how many items can I get for less than the price of one jacket on their website? That's kind of where thrifting really shines, because obviously you can get similar items or get the same kind of vibe, but you aren't spending the same amount of money. And personally, I kind of like to have a blend of both in my wardrobe. I really love thrifting, I really love a bargain, and then I also really love spending money on pieces that I actually love and that I think are like worth it. Sometimes it's either because I've like spent years looking for something thrifting and haven't been able to find something similar. Sometimes it's because I'm like, okay, I actually love this specific item, or I stand behind this specific brand. Like Christy Dawn comes to mind. They have such good practices. Anyway, purple jumper. I did not realize how much I needed a purple jumper until this one came into my life. Guys, it's not even good quality. It's like 100% acrylic. But I can't help myself, you know, the heart wants what the heart wants, and this color is everything. Soak it in. On those days that I just kind of want to look like a happy little gremlin, like I reach for this jumper. Sometimes I'll just put on like 20 layers and want to be so cozy, but still kind of want to have like a pop of color or feel really happy and joyful. And for some reason, this purple just, it feeds my soul. And of course, the silhouette is kind of similar to, not the Basile cardigan, is it? Is it the Basile cardigan? The V-neck kind of button-up cardigan that Sezane does. It's quite similar. I'm not sure if they do a colorway like this. I also think something about me and my lifestyle is that I quite like to have a blend of like clothes that are really good quality and that I can take care of, but then also clothes that are kind of like throw on and go clothes that I'm not worried about ruining. If you have toddlers or young children, like, you just know. This is so incredible. This is like, you know, I had this on my wish list, okay? We were looking at a dress like this that was like, was it on J. Crew or Madewell or something, for like $300. Come on now. Come on now. And I got this for free in the clothes swap and I love it. It's vintage Wrangler. Should I try it on? It's so cute and I love it so much. I love it so much. It has these big pockets and I feel so sweet and adorable when I wear it. Maybe I should move that camera down so you can see, but cute. You'll probably recognize this if you've been over on my Instagram. I've been trying to post more on my Instagram and just have more content over there and kind of focusing on building up my following over on Instagram as well. The thing that reminded me about Sezane on this is the little like pull tie here, this little circle, which is like kind of quite 70s vibes, I think you'll agree. And then obviously, of course, like the whole silhouette is pretty 1970s. Even if they don't do kind of like dungaree dresses, they do a lot of skirts in this kind of style, like high-waisted skirts in this kind of like straight 1970s kind of mini vibes. Which you could wear it like that as well if you had a jumper over the top and just wear it as a mini skirt. That would be so cute. I feel like the most fun thing about curating your thrifted wardrobe is that there's this like kind of low risk, low investment way to play with new styles, to play with new pieces, and kind of not feel like you've overcommitted from your budget, especially when you're in the experimental stage of your style, which I think a lot of us are a lot of the time. If we're evolving, if we're changing, if we're feeling we're going through like a style pivot or something, like I love this dress so much. And it's never something that I would it's probably a style that I would never like invest too much into. It's something really fun that I enjoy to have in my wardrobe. And I feel like I wear this all the time and I like layer it up for autumn and winter. It's like so cute with my little Mary Janes and stuff. And you can kind of dress it down, dress it up. It's, you know, can be a little bit scandalous, obviously, but then you can kind of put on tons of layers and it just becomes this cute, like, functional piece. That's the like magic sweet spot where I don't feel as afraid to play, to have fun, to experiment. And it's kind of like nothing is like life or death, you know, it's not so serious. I don't know, I think when you buy things at full price especially, you're like, you have these high expectations and sometimes when you lower your expectations, you end up being like pleasantly surprised, like I was with this piece. And then of course, after you've played with the pieces from thrifting, you can always decide, oh, actually, I discovered that I love the color butter yellow on me, or like, I never would have thought this was a good color on me, but I actually really like it against my skin tone. And then, yeah, some pieces that you think, ooh, this will be a classic and I'm going to love this so much, such as this piece. You get it on and you realize actually it does not work for me as well as I thought it would. And I thought it would be so classic and so like foolproof and the easiest thing to wear. And then you put it on and you realize that you hate how you feel in it or you really don't like it. I really like having this mindset of play and experimentation and kind of not taking things too seriously. Don't get me wrong, we all want to look good, you know, but you kind of have to have a little bit of an element of play as well. I really want to bring down the camera so that I can show you like how this really does not work for me. Like, look at the length that it's on me. It like cuts me off right at the knees. And even worse is like when I'm like walking around in this, it starts riding up more and more and it ends up at like a weird place on my legs. Guys, I need to take this off. We've got a little 3-for-1 number here. I've decided to show you 3 pieces all at once. So here's the little vest that I got. This cute little vest is also from the clothes swap. This is a little kind of fast fashion secondhand skirt. I think it's from Glassons or somewhere originally. I've been wearing this non-stop all throughout autumn and even into winter as well. And then we have these cute little boots, which are 100% giving me Sezane vibes. They remind me of is it the Bridget boot? It's like a flat knee-length boot. And again, I just went with the thrifted version because I was like, okay, I want to see if I like these. I want to see if I will wear these. I want to see if the style will suit me, first of all. The skirt is quite obviously very Sezane sort of vibes and inspired. They do a lot of little minis like this. And somehow this is a mini that fits me, suits me, is the right length, and so therefore it's like ride or die in my wardrobe. I think a good mini is something that every woman should own if you feel comfortable and love a mini skirt, but like finding the perfect one, she's a journey. So Love this one. Personally, I'm kind of into a little bit of like cheeky academia. I like the short length. I feel like it works really well on a petite frame. I like to layer like longer things over it as well and have it sort of like peeking out at the bottom. I like to wear it with tights. I personally find it very versatile. And then the boots, I didn't expect to love them as much as I do. These are like cheapo. They're not even real leather or anything. But I just love them so much. And then, yeah, I mean, for some reason I've decided to completely fall in love with vests. This is like a cotton knitted one, and it's knitted sideways. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but like the direction of the knit goes sideways, which I find really unusual because normally it's knitted like the lines are going up and down. I really like this worn kind of long over the skirt as well, but then I think it's kind of weird with the boots. I would wear it with a different shoe, kind of like that with the Mary Janes. I'm so glad that I have gotten over my fear of Mary Janes. That sounds so ridiculous to say, but for so long I was like, you can't wear Mary Janes because they have this little strap that goes across your foot, and it's like, oh, they're like cutting off your foot at a weird length and they're going to make your legs look shorter. And like, in the end I was like, who cares? I think they're cute and I really like them. And I'm so glad that I sort of dropped that rule and dropped those stories. I'm just dressing in ways that make me happy. So anyway, I love this top and I wasn't sure whether to include it or not because yes, it is kind of Sezane, but it's also a little bit kind of Rouge inspired. But you know, that kind of same French, kind of Parisian, like a little bit poofy on the sleeves, the feminine print, the low cut in the front. It's got these sweet little buttons. And you can tell that it's like a tiny bit too small for me because it's like a little bit gaping there in this one, but I don't mind. I still think it's cute. The style of it is so sweet. The cut of it is so sweet. The way that it finishes at such a cropped length. So sweet as like a date night or like just if you kind of needed a pick-me-up. It's really, really sweet to wear like as an everyday piece. I don't think it's too ostentatious that, although people still probably would be dropping comments if I was wearing this to kindy drop off. But still, I don't mind. If it was making me happy on the day, I'd be like, thanks, I got it thrifted, I got it secondhand or whatever. The roses make me happy, the cut of it makes me happy, and it's sweet. It's sweet. I love it. You can kind of probably tell that my style jumps around a little bit from kind of like quite feminine, quite flirty, quite girly to a little bit more like, okay, I'm wearing like a grandpa vest and I'm like completely covered up head to toe and like kind of feeling like a little, I don't know, a sweet little hedgehog making cookies at home or something. I feel very comfortable wearing like tiny little pieces like this. I'm not bothered at all about like going braless or things like that, which I think, you know, free the nipple, but that's my personal opinion. And I know everybody's comfort zone is different there, and also, you know, part of the itty bitty titty committee, so maybe it's a little bit easier for smaller busted girls. I've got no idea. If you have larger boobs and you're like happy to go free range, let me know. I think a lot of women are like, I need the support, like the girls need to be buckled in, you know what I mean? Whereas for me, I'm kind of like, okay, well, they're barely there, so we don't deal with it. Anyway, the reason why I was talking about that is because this kind of top is so tricky to wear a bra with, like so tricky to find the right kind of bra unless you're kind of not worried about your bra straps showing. And to be honest, I actually would rather go braless than have to deal with a are my bra straps showing kind of scenario. It's not necessarily that I mind whether or not my bra straps are showing, but more so just like it kind of messes with the neckline. It messes with the visual vibe of what's going on. Like if I had this neckline here, which is quite narrow, and then another bra strap out here, there's this kind of like visual interference where like the two straps will fight for attention. You know what I'm saying? And then it's not like this clean line and it kind of looks a little bit less intentional. Anyway, rant over. It just has that kind of effortless French vibe to it for me personally. For me, whenever I'm like thrifting, like, you know, the thrifting the Sezane vibes is not necessarily always about can I find Sezane pieces secondhand or am I trying to like find a dupe or a copycat? It's more like what is the feeling that I get when I'm wearing a Sezane piece or browsing through their website, and how can I sort of bring that vibe into my wardrobe with pieces from other brands. That's my philosophy. This is the last piece. I might just try it on with this top actually. I'm gonna leave it tucked in just so that you can see how the whole skirt kind of falls on my body. I was really not sure about this whenever it first came in, but I kind of like it now. It's like an interesting length, but I mean, it's easy peasy to sit down in. I don't have to worry about, oh, someone's going to be able to like see up my skirt, which I sometimes do have that worry when I'm wearing mini skirts. I'm just kind of like, am I going to be sticking to the chair? Am I going to be uncomfortable? And this one is that slightly longer length where I feel more comfortable sitting down. I think we can get really hung up when we kind of like look at ourselves in the mirror and we're like standing really straight and awkwardly and we're like, I look weird, I look super weird, this outfit doesn't work. And like, you kind of have to give yourself like a bit of a pose, a bit of a movement. Like, how are you going to be moving through your day? Are you going to be walking? Like, give yourself a bit of movement, and then you can kind of see like, okay, this outfit actually looks good. It's just that I was standing in an awkward way, and so the clothes looked really awkwardly on me. I went through so much of a phase of just like, I would stand in the mirror and be like, just pick apart everything that seemed or looked really, really awkward about the piece. And then like, just as soon as you start like moving through your day, you're like, oh, actually it's fine. It's fine. I was just being paranoid and I was just standing in an awkward way. Pro tip. Anyway, even though this might not be the most like quote unquote flattering length on me personally, I still like, I just like it. I think it's cute. I think it's flirty, and like, I don't know, I guess I'm just not too worried anymore about like if something is flattering or not. I kind of am way more interested in, how does this make me feel? Am I able to be myself in this piece? Does it bring me joy? All of those kind of things. Should we sit down? I do like the aesthetic of a lot of French brands like Sezane, Rouge, and I just feel like a lot of their prices are pretty inflated. Some of them have really nice quality fabric. Some of them have really unusual feminine cuts that you can't find elsewhere. Sometimes you just want a specific piece and you don't want to have to wait to thrift for years and years and years. It depends on what the thrifting situation is like in your area and whether you can go in person to try things on or whether it's mainly online like what I do. I do like Trade Me, even though it's a little bit more cowboy land, and I really like designer wardrobe as well. A lot of the time you can make an offer. I have got a referral code with them actually as well, so if you want $15 off your first purchase if you're in New Zealand or Australia. I'm not affiliated with them at all. It's just like something that they offer to anyone who signs up on their website. But my link will be down below if you want to go through there and find some absolute bargains on there. And one of my favorite things about them as well is that if you don't like what you've bought, you can always like relist it, and it will save like the previous photos that the previous person had uploaded. So it can save you a bit of work if you just want to like, you get something, you don't like it, and you just want to throw it back up on designer wardrobe. It's just like a really, really handy tool that I have used a good few times when a purchase from designer wardrobe hasn't worked out, and then I've just like sold it on again, which is amazing. Bit of a chatty natter today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, let me know, what is your favorite thing that you've thrifted recently. I'm so grateful that you're being so patient with me starting our little community, because I really do want to see photos and stuff that you guys can share of your outfits, of your pieces that you've thrifted. I am genuinely so excited about that. I just have so much going on like behind the scenes in my personal life that I won't get into, and it's just sort of been something that's on the back burner, but I really, really want to get it off the ground and get it started. It's between Reddit and Discord, and I'm kind of leaning more towards Discord. It's just I'm a little bit nervous because I've never actually like used that website before. So yeah, it's all a bit new for me. Thank you for being patient. I think that's everything for today. So yeah, I'll see you really, really shortly in my next one. Love you guys. Bye.